Schwartz Zone. The Schwartz Zone with Bet and Schwartz.
Excitement and the fun in the Premier League is increasing every game by game, and I tell you sincerely, interesting results we witnessed at the weekend. Welcome to another interesting episode of the Ensure Zone podcast, brought to you by Bet Ensure, the biggest and the most reliable sport prediction platform anywhere in the world. I am FM Karik, and of course, the usual suspect is beside me. Kaka, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Of course. How was the weekend? The results this weekend, I know a lot of fans, a lot of people are really stunned by the performances of this so-called lesser teams, and to see that it will be a really fierce race in the Premier League title this season.
Yes, and I think that's why we love the league. I'm surprised. Yes, a couple of results surprised me though. I think the Sunderland result and I wouldn't say the Brighton result actually against Chelsea surprised me too much. Yeah, I kind of expected the although I predicted the draw for the Manchester United results, but I think getting a win there, I mean, well, that's kind of a surprise, and I think everyone actually felt the wrath last weekend. Especially, I think it was a very, very good win for Crystal Palace as well. Kudos to them. I mean, it was that was a huge one for them.
Of course.
So yeah, I mean, I'm good. How are you yourself? I mean,
I'm good.
Let's talk about Manchester United.
Of course, you know how disappointing it has been. Manchester United have not been able to win any game back to back. It's very disappointing, and I think Amorim I don't think it's the manager that will bring Manchester United back to glory days.
When do you think it gets to the?
I think at this point, I don't know what the owners of the club are doing, but at this point, I think that man should really get a boot, because how this team plays, they don't look convincing. They don't look like a team that will bounce back from this.
I think you're right. I think I had Gary Neville say something last week. He said, looks like the players looks like some of them don't believe in the system.
In the system anymore, and it's very obvious even in the results. Of course, guys, it's still the Ensure Zone podcast. Make sure you like and share, subscribe, and also put on the notification button to get interesting content from us whenever it drops, and also log on to www.betensure.com to get interesting predictions. Yes, predictions you can actually bank on from across all sports. But for now, guys, let's check the result of our predictions from last weekend. There, I know a lot of people probably might be disappointed, but then we have big winners who really won after following through our games. Let's see them. Straight to business for this weekend. I tell you sincerely, Leeds will be at home against Tottenham Hotspur. Yes, that is the first game that will be giving you the predictions. And for this game, it is predicted that over 2.5 at 1.94 odds. Yes, is the major prediction. But then it's predicted to be 2-1 in favor of Tottenham. Yes, 2-1 in favor of Tottenham Hotspurs, and second half over 1 at 1.40 odds for the expert prediction. And of course, straight to the one we will like to talk about, Arsenal at home to West Ham. Yes, I don't know Espirito Santo. Of course, his first game got a draw for West Ham, and now he will be going to face an Arsenal side that looks absolutely solid.
Yeah.
What a game to expect.
Yeah. Arsenal, I think at this point, they are very convincing, and I think the late win against Newcastle. I think it was a major boost for
and shows how serious.
It shows how serious they are for this season. And I think I don't expect nothing less than a win at home in this match. I think the draw was good for West Ham against Everton, but I don't see them getting anything out of this game.
Of course, Everton. West Ham, I beg your pardon. Yes, West Ham probably might not get anything out of this game against Arsenal. Guys, straight to the prediction of this game between Arsenal and West Ham.
Arsenal are expected to win this one. Win at 1.25 odds, and the expected scoreline is 3-1. 3-1 in favor of Arsenal. And the experts' prediction for this one is second half over 1 at 1.26 odds.
Straight to the next one, the big one, yes, 2 Wounded Lions, the big one for this weekend. 2 teams that came out from a defeat this last weekend, talking about Chelsea and Liverpool.
Yeah.
A major game. I
think if Liverpool slip up again in this game, I think Arsenal would probably top the.
But then I have a question for you. My question is, for how many games now the Chelsea defense or the Chelsea player have been, conceding, getting red carded and conceding those kind of foul? How do you think that they are managing their discipline at the back line?
Yeah, a lot of. I mean, it's been frustrating as a fan. It's been even for the manager himself. He said it in his conference, and they've lost 4 games. Chelsea have lost 4 games in the last 5 months, and they've had red cards in these games. And I think most of the time is probably due to inexperience and defensive instability. They've been chopping and changing at the back. They've had injuries as well. Sometimes it's lack of discipline as well. And but at the same time, I think they still need. I think Maresca's in-game management for me has been so poor. In those games that they've had these red cards, his in-game management has been so poor for me. But that's not the point. Chelsea, Liverpool.
Now looking at this Liverpool attack.
Looking at Liverpool attack. And this Chelsea defense. 3 of their senior players would not be available for this one. So I don't know how Chelsea are going to withstand. Even playing at home, I don't think they have much to stop Liverpool's attack. And
but then even the Liverpool attack, some few people are complaining that they are not really. Especially Mo Salah, he hasn't been.
Mo Salah loves playing against Chelsea. His record, he has a good record against Chelsea. Although Isak might not actually, but against this Chelsea defense, they look at the defense and be like, we have a chance. Exactly. They will look at this defense and be like, we go at them. And Liverpool when they come at you. It's going to be a very long day in the office for whoever plays in the defense for Chelsea on the weekend.
Of course, it's going to be a long day for whoever plays in the defense for Chelsea at the weekend. Guys, straight to the prediction of this game between Chelsea and Liverpool. To be both teams to score. Yes, both teams to score at 1.48 odds. And the predicted scoreline is a 2-1 win for Liverpool. Yes, again at Stamford Bridge. And of course, the expert prediction is a Liverpool win or draw at 1.47 odds. And straight to the next, without a delay, Manchester United versus Sunderland. The Sunderland side, that is a really, really interesting look at the position they are sitting on the table against the Manchester United side. That is absolutely very unpredictable. You don't know what to expect from this Manchester United team.
And that is a common thing with Manchester United these days. I asked Sunderland to be among relegation contenders this season. How wrong I was. I mean, it might still be early days,
of course.
But I look at this Sunderland.
The way they play, the way they drive.
Oh my God! I have Sunderland. You should definitely
be very proud.
And I know. Coming to Old Trafford will be very difficult for them because I think whenever Manchester United plays at home, I've always said it time and time again, I give them a chance. Whoever they come up with when they play at home, I think they have this aggressiveness in them when they play at home. I don't know, probably the fans gives them a major boost and all of that. You look at the Arsenal game, you look at the Chelsea game, I mean, those are the pick of the bunch for me. And I think this one might be hard because I think when Manchester United play against teams that are low block, I mean, that's deep again, that is where their problem comes. And Manchester United, they are so susceptible to counter-attacks. I mean, it is so easy to counter-attack.
So the defense is
yeah. And this one, I mean, like you said, you don't know the Manchester United that is going to turn up. And I think I think I see a draw written all over this one.
Wow, fantastic.
For me.
Draws are seen by Kaka. Yes, he has at the eye of Adigula, and he's actually seen the draw. Guys, straight to the prediction of this game between Manchester United and Sunderland.
Yes, we have predicted Manchester United to win at 1.55 odds. Expected scoreline is 2-1 in favor of Manchester United. And the experts' prediction for this one is second half over 1 at 1.32.
And of course, to the next, Brentford versus Manchester City. Brentford side coming from a victory against Manchester United, now facing another Manchester side. But then at this side, that has really, improved from what they were. Even this season, they had their shaky moment, but then they look very solid with Erling Haaland, getting the goals week in, week out.
Yeah, I think Manchester City they've been going about their business quietly. I think a lot of people are probably focusing too much on Liverpool and Arsenal. And I can bet with you, if those two do not sit tight, Manchester City, and if Manchester City go on top of the table, they are not relinquishing that. And Erling Haaland is in the form. I think I don't know if it's this, because he's always in the form. He's always in this form. But I think he is a goal machine. At this point, he is on fire. And against Brentford, I think for some moments you said they've had a shaky moment. Even against Burnley, they had it a bit difficult to break them down. They would face the same test and against Brentford. And this is, I think with the form of Manchester City and Haaland, I think Manchester City gets the win in this one.
Manchester City gets the win in this one, guys. That's the prediction of this game between Brentford and Manchester City. It is predicted to be Manchester City win or draw. Manchester City win or draw at 1.21 odds. 1-3, yes, the predicted scoreline in favor of Manchester City, and over 2 at 1.22 odds for the expert prediction. Of course, guys, there are still more top picks from the English Premier League and also the bonus pick from the Italian Serie A and the Spanish La Liga. More and more predictions for you right here on the Ensure Zone podcast. No this and no piece of data. You really can bank on our predictions any day, anytime. Back, guys, it's still the Ensure Zone podcast brought to you by Bet Ensure, the biggest and the most reliable sport prediction platform anywhere in the world. And now it's time to check our 20 other weekend banker on 1xBet, especially curated by our experts right here at Bet Ensure, that they sit down and carefully select these predictions that will really wow you. Let's see them. We say our buys, guys, remember the Lucky 12 free predictor is still on www.betensure.com. And there you stand the chance of winning $200. And I tell you, if you can get the 12 predictions correctly, and also if you can get 8, 9, 10, 11 predictions correctly, there are also compensations for you. And don't miss out on this and a lot more are definitely on the website www.betensure.com. Kaka, a big thank you to you for coming here.
Yeah, my pleasure always. Thanks for having me.
Of course, I am FM Carry. You can remember right here on the Ensure Zone podcast that we don't just predict the future, we ensure it. Bye for now.